Good afternoon, Dr. Subhash. How are you?
Fine, fine. Thank you.
So, welcome to College Dunia's Thoughtful Leader program.
Thank you for inviting me.
We're very glad to have you here, sir. Sir, for our viewers, I would like to tell them a little about Dr. Subhash. So, Dr. Subhash is well known in the management education world, both in India and abroad. He holds a postgraduate diploma in management from Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, and PhD from University of Southern California, Los Angeles, USA. He's an author of well-known books such as Management in New Age, Western Windows, Eastern Doors, New Mantras in Corporate Corridors, and New Earth Shastras. His writings have been considered as thought-provoking contribution with quite a few revolutionary point of views. He has made a significant contribution to institution building as founding member of Women's Institute for Studies in Development Orientation Management, Wisdom at Banasthali University, Rajasthan, founding director, Indian Institute of Plantation Management, Bangalore, and founding member for Indian Business Academy, IBA, Bangalore. He is currently even the director at Indian Business Academy, Bangalore. He is also a recipient of Excellence, Achievement, and Leadership Awards. So, being the director of Indus Business Academy, what is your philosophy of leadership and how do you describe your leadership style?
The IBA started in 2000. At that point in time, our founding chairman, late Shri BML Jain, he articulated the vision of IBA in terms of wealth creation through technology and management. Subsequently, we formulated this vision in terms of certain concrete ideas, and the most important idea is the concept of the CEO. In this idea of CEO, C stands for creative, E stands for enlightened, and O stands for organic leader. So on X-axis, you can be a specialist in marketing, finance, HR, production, and operations. But on Y-axis, you must have a mindset of this kind of a CEO. So this is the model which we use in IBA. It's a two-axis model, X-axis and Y-axis. So that is the vision and the corresponding idea of the IBA. As far as our management style is concerned, it is what we call the idea of theory K. K stands for Kutumb. So the entire IBA is a family in which everybody is treated as a part of the family, and therefore everybody has a role in the decision making. So it's a very participative, democratic style of decision making. So that is the basic idea or basic management style or the leadership style.
Okay, sir. Good to hear that. Now, moving to our second question, we wanted to know how do you strategize about the key programs and plans for marketing and administration at your business school?
Our key program is the PGDM, Postgraduate Diploma in Management, 2 year. So that is the AICTE approved program. So that is the main program. And this program is built around innovation. So innovation is the key strategy of the institution. Now, for example, we have a learning model, which we call the 3D model. 3D stands for discussion, dialogue, and discourse. So in every class, every teacher will engage the students through this 3D for the discussion, dialogue, and discourse. And if you visit our campus, you will also find a space which is called as 3D Center, where students can come together, do their group work, and have the discussion, dialogue, and discourse and therefore learn from mutual understanding and mutual learning process. So that is the innovative model of learning. And the other ideas, innovative ideas, include what we call the corporate rhymes approach to learning management and leadership concept. Corporate rhymes are basically the poetic approach to learning management and leadership. And then another innovation is the idea of inner awakening of the students. And that we do through what we call a candlelight experiment. Now, the whole detailed discussion is available on the IBA website. Those who are interested can go through that. And one of my research paper is also there on the candlelight experiment. So anybody who is interested in more details can refer to it.
Okay, sir. So when you first came to IBA, what was your vision for the university? Has it evolved over time, and how far along in implementing that vision are you?
I was in the founding team of the IBA as a founding board member, and later on formally I came as the dean in 2006. So that is how my association is from the creation stage. I call it creation from Shunya because it's from the scratch, starting stage. And the vision I already mentioned it to you, our chairman articulated, and then subsequently we developed the idea of the CEO and an innovative approach to curriculum. So this is the process which we followed, and over 20 years the institution has evolved as a distinct brand, and people recognize it among the leading institutions in the country.
Okay, sir. So with the competition being so high, how do you guide your students to survive in such a competitive scenario?
We follow a strategy which we call the idea of anti-benchmarking. Now, everybody follows what is known as benchmarking. That means they are following others. Others become the standard for them. What we do is we take a different route. Like, for example, if they have to run a race and everybody is running in the same direction, then you can never be number one because you will always be number two, number three. So you take a different route, and then initially nobody is going to notice you. But once you have traveled some path, then the people look back and see, oh, here is a new player in the field. So that is the strategy which we have adopted, and that is what the idea which we inculcate in the minds of the students. So we say that don't follow the Darwin, survival of the fittest, but follow the new concept which we call arrival of the best to lead the rest. So you become the best and then lead the others. So that is what we should aim. So these are the two techniques which we use to inculcate a new kind of a mindset in our students.
Good to hear, sir. So what are some of the biggest challenges you see both for higher education in general and for IBA specifically?
I think the biggest challenge is, one is the inculcating the creativity and innovation among the students. Second is raising the quality of the students. So that will happen if the quality of inputs is good to start with. And then we give them the high quality inputs, high quality education. So that will ensure the quality. Third challenge is to inculcate a set of values among the students, a kind of a social orientation, the national orientation, and that along with their professional expertise, they should have a sense of responsibility towards the society, towards the nation, and towards the environment. We call it as a 4E model of management education. The first E is efficiency. Second E is equity, the social equity. Third E is ethics. And the fourth E is ecology. So all the four must be balanced together. Traditionally, management education was only centered around the efficiency paradigm. And I think the world is realizing that that is a relatively narrow paradigm, and we need to expand the paradigm to the 4E kind of a concept.
Okay, sir. So, sir, moving to our next question, any suggestion you would like to give the current youth and the aspiring students?
The current youth also have to develop the spirit of innovation and the spirit of creativity, and then the spirit of quality and the spirit of service. So these are the three things which the current youth should develop, and then a sense of higher aspiration. They have to develop the sense of higher aspiration. What we call at IBA, we also call it the idea of HOPE, HOPE, which stands for Higher Order Purpose of Existence. So if your mind is motivated by hope, if you have articulated a hope in your life, then automatically you will be highly motivated to achieve that hope and make a significant contribution to the profession, to the society, to the nation, and the whole world.
Okay, right, sir. So, having done your PhD education from outside, what difference do you see in the education system in India and abroad?
I think the essential difference is the difference in quality. The way the education is imparted, the quality levels are very different. The quality levels in US are particularly high, and here the quality is much to be desired. So that is the main challenge.
Right. So what do you like people to know about your university that they may not know?
I think the institution is well known as a brand name, so by and large people know, but then some of the innovations probably are not known. And then if they visit the campus, they can see how on the campus we have created these innovations, and how our campus is full with cultural symbolism. For example, I told you about the 3D center. Then we have a concept which we call a circle, which we call Omega Circle. The Omega Circle allows you to look at any problem in a 360-degree manner. And then every problem has is influenced by multiple variables. So our students should learn how to look at all the variables. And then the center of the circle represents the integration and synthesis. So students, in addition to analytical ability, should develop the integrative and synthesizing abilities. So that is the idea.
Right. So how does the curriculum of IBA ensure the best practice of industry?
We invite a lot of corporate practitioners to come and interact with the students, and then the students also undertake some live projects, and of course the summer internship is there.
Right.
So there is a very close interaction between the institute and the industry.
Okay. So moving to our last question, any insights into how your university could be more welcoming to students of different races or economic backgrounds?
We already have a very inclusive admissions policy. So students come to us from all parts of the country. Of course, right now we do not have the international students, but in future we can consider also the international admissions. and so students come from the all different regions of the. So that's why we call our campus as India Pura. Pura ka Pura India is represented because students are coming from different backgrounds, and then they also come from different economic levels. So that's how and then the gender is also given due consideration. Around 40% students are the women students.
Okay. So it was very nice to have you on here with us. It was definitely very insightful and we learned a lot from you. So thank you for coming, sir.
Thank you very much and good luck to all of you. Thank you.